to work out two things. We're asked to work out f after g of x. So this basically means, see the way the f is the furthest letter away from the x? This means we're doing the f function. See the way f blank is 6 times blank take away? See the way it's 6 times blank take away 5? What do I insert in the blank? Yeah, g of x. So I'm just going to input an x plus 5 over. And that's x plus 5 over 6. Everybody see that? Okay. Now, what's 6 and then dividing by 6? What happens there? You're meant to multiply by 6 and then you're dividing by 6. So what happens? And now what's left? X plus 5 take away. The answer is just. I have a feeling that those two functions are actually the inverse of each other. That's the only reason that might happen. If we get the same answer the opposite way around, you definitely know they are inverses of each other. Okay? Yeah, had a feeling. Yeah. This time what are we doing? We're doing the g function, which is what? Yeah, so blank plus 5 all over. And then I put 6x minus 5 in here, don't I? These composite functions are simple as. Minus 5 plus 5 cancels. 6x over 6. The fact that we got the same answer both times means that it was probably an inverse function. Not even the fact that we got the same answer, the fact that we got x, just x on its own, that the input is the same as the output, means that they are inverse functions. Because input same as output, they got to be inverse to each other. Does it ask me to get the inverse of one of these? No. Would one of you like to see me do an inverse function really quickly? Just the technique. My conclusion is that these two functions are inverses of each other. G of x and f of x are inverses of each other. Let me quickly take one of these as an example. Does everybody see this one here? F of x equals 6x minus 5. You don't have to, for people at home, this is not part of the question. This is me just revising how to do inverse functions. Okay, but here we go. Look at this. You write y equals 6x minus 5. Interchange the letters. Get y on its own. Divided by 6 then, yeah? And does everybody see that y is now the inverse function? And what you know about that function? It's the same as g of x, which means it was the inverse function. See the way you just interchange x from y and then got y on its own again? Easy as. All right. Now, this part here, you ready? Okay, I'll cover a lot of the other stuff in class tomorrow anyway, but this one here. Okay, I have an idea. See the way it says log base 5y? Everybody see that? And see the way it says it equals a plus b log x base 5. Everybody see that? Now, first thing I'm going to ask you is, what can I replace y with? Y is what? 5x squared. Do you have any way of separating out 5x squared? I'll give you an example. See log 15. Log 15 can be separated into log 5 plus log 3. Any two numbers that multiply to give you the original. So what do you think I can separate this into? 5, 5, and log, just x squared, isn't it? X squared base 5. Go with that? What is log 5 base 5? Excellent. I think we got our a value. Our a value is 1. What happens to the 2? Bring it to the front. And have we got exactly what we're looking for now? Read through it. A is 1. B is 2. And your log 5 base x is here, isn't it? So everything matches up. Explain how I came to that conclusion. See the way this is one equation? It's one equation only, right? And see the way it has two different letters? See the way it has y and x? One equation with two letters is not enough. So I had to reintroduce y equals 5x squared. You cool with that? So it's log 5 and 5x squared, okay? I have an idea. See this other log 5, I'm going to bring it to the left-hand side. What happens then? It just turns into minus log 5. Is that cool with you guys? I don't like the way it hasn't got a common denominator, do you? Anybody else not like that? So what can I do? Turn that into over. Still 1, isn't it? And the answer equals 2. And would everybody be happy with oh, there's an x there, isn't there? Everybody be happy enough with that? Okay. Now, there is a way of making this easier, but I suppose it's your call. What do we usually do when we have two logs and we take them away from each other? So example is, if I had log 20 minus log 5, what would you guys tell me? It'd be log 20 over 5. The first one divided by the, would you agree with that? So will we do the same thing here then? Just have a right at it. So 5, so what's that on top? 5x squared, yeah. And what am I dividing it by? Over 25, agreed with that? And equals 2. Now, taking you back to junior cert fractions, you ready for this? What's 3 divided by 4/5? Turn the 4/5 upside down and multiply, and the answer is 15 over 4. Agreed? What can I do with that red part? Bring it up and turn it upside down. So we get 5x squared multiplied by 25 all over minus. Okay, be with you in a second, lads. We're nearly done with this, okay? So what we're going to do now, can't cancel anything, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to be stuck with log 125 x squared all over. There was a different way of doing it, but I think the other way of doing it was just a little bit too smart, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, what's your last step now? We're near the finish line. What you do with the 5 and the 2? 5 to the power 2. What's 5 to the power 2? Divide both sides by 25. What will happen? Divide both tops by 25 more so. So that'll turn into 5x squared on top, won't it? And what does the 25 turn into? Just turn into 1 then, wouldn't it? Bring it up. We're nearly there. This is a tough one. First time I've actually ever done this one, so see that? Okay, now the reference number is tough on this. You do the minus b or whatever way you want to do it, but I'm telling you right now that this is the answer. X equals 25 and 5x equals 1 and x equals, yeah. All right, guys.